He poured himself out a glass of schnapps, ignoring the water. " I heard nothing of the vodki shop," said Yankele". " It was swallowed up in your earlier fame." The Rabbi drained the glass of schnapps, smacked his lips, and resumed his knife and fork. Manasseh reached for the unoffered bottle and helped himself liberally. The Rabbi unostentatiously withdrew it beyond his easy reach, looking at Yankele the while. " How long have you been in England? " he asked the Pole. " Not long," said Yankele". " Ah, does Gabriel the cantor still suffer from neuralgia? " Yankele looked sad. " No, he's dead," he said. " Dear me ! Well, he was tottering when I knew him. His blowing of the ram's horn got wheezier every year. And how is his young brother Samuel? "" He is dead," said Yankele". " What, he too? Tut, tut, he was so robust. Has Mendelssohn the stonemason got many more girls? "" He is dead," said Yankele". " Nonsense !" gasped the Rabbi, dropping his knife and fork. " Why, I heard from him only a few months ago." " He's dead," said Yankele". " Good gracious me ! Mendelssohn dead !" After a moment of emotion he resumed his meal. " But his sons and daughters are doing well, I hope. The eldest, Solomon, was a most pious youth, and his third girl, Neshama, promised to be a rare beauty." " They are dead," said Yankele". This time the Rabbi turned pale as a corpse himself. He laid down his knife and fork automatically. " Dead !" he breathed in awestruck whisper. " All? "" Every one. The same cholera took all the family." The Rabbi covered his face with his hands. " Then poor Solomon's wife is a widow. I hope he left her enough to live upon." " No, but it doesn't matter," said Yankele". " It matters a great deal," cried the Rabbi. " She is dead," said Yankele". " Rebecca Schwartz dead? " screamed the Rabbi. For he had once loved the maiden himself, and, not having married her, still had a tenderness for her. " Rebecca Schwartz," repeated Yankele inexorably. " Was it the cholera? " faltered the Rabbi. " No, she was heartbroke." Rabbi Remorse Red herring silently pushed his plate away, and leaned his elbows upon the table, and his face upon his palms, and his chin upon the bottle of schnapps, in mournful meditation. " You're not eating, Rabbi," said Yankele insinuatingly. " I've lost my appetite," said the Rabbi. " Vat a pity to let food get cold and spoil. You'd better eat it." The Rabbi shook his head querulously. " Den I vill eat it," said Yankele indignantly. " Good hot food like dat." " As you like," said the Rabbi wearily. And Yankele began to eat at lightning speed, pausing only to wink at the inscrutable Manasseh, and to cast yearning glances at the inaccessible schnapps that supported the Rabbi's chin. Presently the Rabbi looked up. " You're quite sure that all these people are dead? " he asked with a dawning suspicion. " May my blood be poured out like this schnapps," protested Yankele, dislodging the bottle and vehemently pouring the spirit into a tumbler, " if they be not." The Rabbi relaxed into his moody attitude, and retained it till his wife brought in a big willow patterned china dish of stewed prunes and pippins. She produced 4 plates for these, and so Yankele finished his meal in the unquestionable status of a first class guest. The Rabbi was by this time sufficiently recovered to toy with 2 platefuls in a melancholy silence which he did not break till his mouth opened involuntarily to intone the grace. When the grace was over he turned to Manasseh and said, " And what was this way you were suggesting to me of getting a profitable Sephardic connection? "" I did, indeed, wonder why you did not extend your practice as consolation preacher among the Spanish Jews," replied Manasseh gravely. " But after what we have just heard of the death rate of Jews in Grodno, I should seriously advise you to go back there." " No, they cannot forget that I was once a boy. replied the Rabbi with equal gravity. I prefer the Spanish Jews. They are well-to-do. They may not die so often as the Russians, but they die better, so to speak. You will give me the introductions? You will speak of me to your illustrious friends, I understand."
"Understand?" repeated Manasseh in dignified astonishment. "You do not understand. I shall do no such thing."
"But you yourself suggested it," cried the Rabbi excitedly.
"I? Nothing of the kind. I had heard of you and your ministrations to mourners, and meeting you in the street this afternoon for the first time, it struck me to inquire why you did not carry your consolations into the bosom of my community, where so much more money is to be made. I said I wondered you had not done so from the first, and you invited me to dinner. I still wonder. That is all, my good man."
He rose to go. The haughty rebuke silenced the Rabbi, though his heart was hot with a vague sense of injury.
"Do you come my way, Yankele?"
said Manasseh carelessly. The Rabbi turned hastily to his second guest. "When do you want me to marry you?" he asked. "You have married me," replied Yankele. "I?" gasped the Rabbi. It was the last straw. "Yes," reiterated Yankele. "Hasn't he, Mr. da Costa?" His heart went pit-a-pit as he put the question.
"Certainly,"
said Manasseh without hesitation. Yankele's face was made glorious summer. Only two of the quartet knew the secret of its radiance. "There, Rabbi!" he cried exultantly. "Good Sabbath!"
"Good Sabbath,"
added Manasseh. "Good Sabbath," dazedly murmured the Rabbi. "Good Sabbath," added his wife. "Congratulate me!" cried Yankele when they got outside.
"On what?"
asked Manasseh. "On being your future son-in-law, of course."
"Oh, on that. Certainly. I congratulate you most heartily."
The two Schnorrers shook hands. "I thought you were asking for compliments on your manoeuvring." "Why? Doesn't it deserve them?"
"No,"
said Manasseh magisterially. "No?" queried Yankele, his heart sinking again. "Why not?"
"Why did you kill so many people?"
"Somebody must die that I may live."
"You said that before," said Manasseh severely. "A good Schnorrer would not have slaughtered so many for his dinner. It is a waste of good material. And then you told lies."
"How do you know they were not dead?" pleaded Yankele. The King shook his head reprovingly.
"A first-class Schnorrer never lies." He laid it down.
"I might have made the truth go as far as a lie if you hadn't come to dinner yourself."
"What is that you say? Why, I came to encourage you by showing how easy your task was."
"On the contrary, you made it much harder for me. There was no dinner left."
"But against that you must reckon that since the Rabbi had already invited one person, he couldn't be so hard to tackle as I had fancied."
"Oh, but you must not judge from yourself," protested Yankele. "You be not a Schnorrer, you be a miracle."
"But I should like a miracle for my son-in-law also," grumbled the King.
"And if you had the Schnorrer son-in-law, you would get a miracle," said Yankele soothingly. "As he has to schnorr you, he gets the miracle."
"True," observed Manasseh musingly, "and I think you might therefore be very well content without the dowry."
"So I might," admitted Yankele. "Only you would not be content to break your promise. I suppose I shall have some of the dowry on the marriage morning."
"On that morning you shall get my daughter, without fail. Surely that will be enough for one day."
"Well, when do I get the money your daughter gets from the synagogue?"
"When she gets it from the synagogue, of course."
"How much will it be?"
It may be £150, said Manasseh pompously.
Yankee's